The Maple Leafs get a playoff win for the ages as they are one win away from advancing to round number 2. Hey everyone, welcome into another SUN Sports Roundtable. Rob Wong joined alongside by Toronto Sun Sports columnist Steve Simmons and Toronto Sun Maple Leafs writer Terry Koshan. And guys, you just when you thought the Leafs couldn't follow up their wild Game 3 win, they get an even more improbable victory coming back from 3 goals down in the third to steal game number 4. And Steve, while Alex Kerfoot may have been the OT hero, that probably doesn't happen without Auston Matthews' 2 goals in the third. Was game number 4 his signature performance in a Leaf sweater?
Well, I think what we've been asking for him to do is to be Auston Matthews. And that means scoring that goal that no one else can score. That means the puck being on his stick in 1 second and bang, it's in the net. And he did that twice last night. And when he does that, which is he scores the kind of goals that no one else can score, which is what makes him really so special. And he hasn't done a lot of that in his playoff history. So I think last night, that was a big difference for the Leafs. And I think when he does that, the entire team breathes off of that.
The simple answer is yes. It was a signature game because the Maple Leafs haven't won a playoff series with Auston Matthews in uniform. So yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's still another game to win here for the Maple Leafs to advance, but I don't think I'll ever, personally, ever not be amazed at Auston Matthews' first game in the National Hockey League when he scored 4 goals. Whether anybody does that again, who knows? But what he did last night, putting the team on his back, signature performance, there's no doubt about it.
So, Terry, as we look ahead to game number 5, Michael Bunting's return from suspension looms. As we chat here today, if you're Sheldon Keefe, is he going back into your lineup, or do you not change anything because you just keep winning games?
Well, he goes back in. He started the series on the top line, and you're not going to tell me that a week later he's not good enough to make a difference in game 5. I might lean toward keeping him on the outside a bit if the Leafs had dominated the last 3 games and one going away, and in the past 2 that hasn't happened. So you can make improvements. If he does come out, I would think that Sam Lafferty might be a little worried about that. Or sorry, Bunting comes in, Lafferty might be the guy to come out. Matthew Nyes is young and inexperienced and all that, but he's been a really good player for the Leafs in the 3 games, and Sam Lafferty's only got 2 more games of NHL playoff experience than Nyes does, but. Yeah, Keefe said right off the bat he has full trust in Michael Bunting after the suspension came down. I don't think that has changed in the past several days, and I see him getting back in.
It's funny because he has full faith in Michael Bunting, and he likes Michael Bunting, and he's known him a long time. And I know coaches that want to put that guy right back in immediately, and I know coaches that hate to break up a winning lineup. So you've won 3 games in a row. You haven't necessarily been great in the 3 games, but you've won 3 games in a row. And so there's coaches who say, I don't want to change that lineup. But I think you have to put Bunting back in, and you have to probably either Lafferty or Aston Reese and look at it from that point of view. And that gives you more depth, that gives Sheldon more ability to move players up and down the lineup if need be. And I don't think, agreeing with Terry, you can't take out Matthew Nyes right now. He's doing too many things, both offensively. I mean, he saved a goal last night, taking the puck off the goal line. For that play alone, he's showing his worth, and I think he's showing his worth almost every shift he's on, and the fact that he's being used in important situations. So Bunting should go back in, and he proves he's an annoyance that the Leafs can use to get possibly some power play time, so long as he keeps his composure.
Yeah, it's been a wild series so far, Terry. But yeah, when it comes to Michael Bunting, as Steve said there, on the one hand, he's a guy that can draw some penalties, but can take them as well.
Yeah, well, that's just it. That's the line that Bunting has to walk. And it's true, Rob. I mean, as much as we made during the regular season of his ability to draw them, he also was at or near the top of the league in minors taken. So there is a line there he has to walk. But, if the coach says you can trust him, and it's the other thing, too, is the fact of the matter is, Bunting just gives you more of an offensive punch than Sam Lafferty or Zach Aston Reese does. And I like what Steve says about it. You can move your lineup up, you move guys up and down. To just put, if it is Bunting coming back, Lafferty out, you move Kerfoot down. there are options for Sheldon Keefe here. This is one of the reasons why he played around with the lineup and the forwards as much as he did as the regular season wound down. So you know what options he would have in the playoffs. And, you know, I don't know about Aston Reese. He's played nearly 30 games in the playoffs. I think he just brings a little more jam than Lafferty does. But, you know, we'll find out on Wednesday at practice, I would think.
And you know what? You also have that thing. I don't think Calle Yarncroc has exactly, been outstanding in the 4 games so far. He's been okay. He hasn't done anything great. He hasn't done anything terrible. If you want to stick Bunting back with Matthews and Marner, you have the option to do that as well. So I think he gives you a flexibility of lineup that, among other things, I think Sheldon will probably announce today that he's back in if he's going to be that bold.
Well, I'm curious to see how that goes because, he might do that, but I don't know if we'll know who necessarily comes out because I'm wondering if that conversation with the player has already been had. And, we'll have to see. But, yeah, I just think Bunting's got to get back in.
Well, it's been a wild series so far, guys. We'll see how many more twists and turns are left. Let us know your thoughts on these topics in the comments below. For Steve Simmons and Terry Koshan, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time on another SUN Sports Roundtable.